Application. From the basics to the first step of your application to a modeling agency, how do you prepare perfectly for your agency application? In the following, we'll look at how you can apply to a modeling agency successfully. As a model, you must always remember that large model agencies and model managements receive hundreds of applications every day. Some applicants follow the application process as instructed, while others do not adhere to the agency's guidelines. Often, applicants send informal emails with randomly attached photos, some of which are 5 megabytes each, causing the download alone to take 2 minutes. Take the time to inform yourself. Models who take the time to do so already make a positive impression in the first few seconds, especially if you aspire to join a top agency. Why is management beneficial for you? Advantages of management. A manager takes care of your career. For aspiring models, it is crucial to have a reputable model management behind them. They not only provide you with initial contacts to good photographers who can help you build your model portfolio but also guide you through the first steps. With a reputable model management, you will find it much easier to enter the industry. You will also have the opportunity to travel and explore the world. For young models, the chance to experience foreign countries arises quickly. With the connections of a good management, the path is always open to you. With tips and recommendations from your model management, you will have a good selection of photographers and a comprehensive overview of the industry right from the beginning. They will also explain what you need to pay attention to, not only during photo shoots but also during travels or when dealing with clients. Model managers help you progress. Model managers assist you with good contacts, whether it's photographers or getting your first runway jobs. This especially applies to fashion weeks, where everything revolves around them. Only the best agencies receive invitations to castings. Your model management will always support you in exploring new paths and discovering new things. This goes beyond traditional photo shoots. They arrange international stays, flights, and placements with other agencies, such as in New York, Paris, London, Hong Kong, Los Angeles, and Milan. Later, I will also take you through a typical day at the agency, from castings and bookings to international work for models. Model managers acquire clients. Managers consider all possibilities and calculate prices accordingly, including preparation, travel, flights, and usage rights. Usage rights are always carefully considered by your model management. This not only involves individual photo shoots but also the distribution and usage of materials. Whether photos are needed for a 3-month period in an online fashion shop or for a complete 5-year branding campaign for a brand, different conditions apply. Your model manager takes care of these details. In the end, you will only receive pre-selected clients with precisely negotiated conditions and a written agreement. Number of agencies. It is logical to assume that you will receive more jobs if you are represented by more agencies. However, there are pros and cons to this. It is important to separate your agencies geographically, according to countries. If you are represented by 3 agencies in one city, in one country, all 3 agencies might propose you for a job. Naturally, the client will choose the most affordable option. If only one agency had proposed you with a price, you would have earned more. Exclusivity keeps your price high. If you have a mother agency, they will take care of all the organization regarding your placements with other agencies, ensuring you are optimally positioned worldwide. As a rule of thumb, 1 agency per country. The local agencies will be large enough to provide you with numerous important clients in the respective national market. For independent models without a well-connected mother agency, I recommend having a big agency in each major city, such as New York, Milan, or Paris. Model selection. Occasionally, model scouts also have to reject great models. Sometimes, even good models are rejected, for example, because there are already too many similar faces on the current model board. When you are accepted as a new face in an agency, it costs the agency valuable time and requires a high level of trust, which not every new face fulfills in the long run. Therefore, even a fantastic model may be rejected if there are already internal alternatives within the agency. So, don't let rejection discourage you. As a new model, you will always compete with the current model board of the agency, and therefore, you may receive rejections that you wouldn't have otherwise. But the world doesn't end there. Remember the beginning of the model book. Always start your day with a smile. There are 1,000 reasons why opportunities do not immediately translate into success, but there is no reason for you to give up. Cover letter. Apart from guidelines and application forms on the agency's website, the simplest form of application is a friendly email with 1 or 2 brief sentences, your measurements, and your Polaroids. That's it. It's that simple. Applying to a modeling agency is significantly different from applying for internships or jobs that you may be familiar with. An application to a modeling agency does not require a cover letter or a resume. Model agencies need clear information and only a limited amount of visual material. Model scouts review many applications daily, and their eyes are trained to spot striking faces and unique new faces based on just a few photos and facts. They can determine whether you have a chance as a model at their agency. Use the application form if provided. If you really can't find one or there is an error, write a short email. Application as an email. 1 or 2 short sentences about yourself, nothing more. Name, city, phone, skills, sports, languages, musical instruments, etc. References if you have previously participated in a fashion show, for example. Measurements. Polaroids. You will learn how to take your measurements and how to easily create your model Polaroids shortly. Polaroids measurements. Many models ask, how many photo shoots do I have to do to apply to a modeling agency? The answer is quite simple, none. As an aspiring model, you don't need a single photo shoot to apply to one of the top agencies. As mentioned before, model scouts and agencies are highly experienced and very good at their job. Their eyes are extremely trained, and they only require an absolutely honest, natural image of you Polaroids. Polaroids are very straightforward. No posing, no styling, no extras. The agency knows what can be done with a model by professional stylists and makeup artists. What is most important when you apply is to give an absolutely natural impression. Polaroids are not only essential for your application, they actually accompany you throughout your modeling career. They often play a crucial role in the booking process. You need Polaroids for your application to a modeling agency and for many future jobs. That's why I dedicate an entire chapter in the book to Polaroids so that you know exactly what matters when creating new Polaroids or taking your first ones. We will now go through the process step by step. Taking Polaroids yourself. Your first thought when it comes to Polaroids should always be, keep it as simple as possible. For good Polaroids, all you really need is a smartphone with a camera. Professional models often take up-to-date Polaroids in their hotel rooms right after a job or use their phones to create short clips for e-castings during production phases. This shows how easy and quick they are to create. Polaroids are clean images that show your body and face from various angles, giving the agency a first impression of you. You can easily take Polaroids yourself or ask a friend or family member for assistance. Polaroids should be taken in natural daylight against a plain background to avoid any distractions. Try to have minimal to no shadows, which is easier on slightly cloudy days. Go for a natural look, without makeup, wearing simple, form-fitting clothing such as skinny jeans or leggings paired with a plain top or t-shirt. Women should wear high heels. Important for all photos, avoid excessive posing and maintain a neutral expression. The images should be simple and natural. Polaroid summary. Bright, even background, if possible. Daylight and no shadows, if possible. No makeup. Simple, form-fitting clothing and high heels for women. Portrait full body, including bikini underwear. Polaroid set. The set is a recommendation. The most important thing is that you appear natural for the modeling agency. From different perspectives, in daylight, as you will see in the examples on the following pages. On your Polaroids, you should avoid any kind of posing. As mentioned before, the model scout in the agency is looking for an absolutely natural impression of you. Just imagine that you are standing live in front of the scout. You wouldn't pose in that situation either. Be completely natural, look directly into the camera, with a neutral expression. Model agencies usually require the following types of photos from you: portrait, sometimes also from the side, profile, from behind. From the waist, sometimes also from the side, profile, from behind. Full body, sometimes also from the side, profile, from behind. Taken with a smartphone, you don't need more than 20 minutes for the entire set with a friend. You don't need styling, makeup, and everyone has a dark pair of jeans and a white top in their wardrobe. Now you just need to take your measurements. Taking your own measurements. Have you never taken your measurements before? Current measurements are as important as current Polaroids. For your entire career, you can easily measure yourself with a regular measuring tape. If you're unsure, ask someone you trust to help you. Ideally, you should measure yourself in underwear to minimize any distortions. Every modeling agency definitely needs 4 measurements from you: height, bust, waist, and hips. Height: stand with a straight back against the wall and mark your exact height. The easiest way is again with the help of a friend, using a book, smartphone, or pen. After that, you have the exact height and just need to measure the distance to the floor. Bust: to determine the circumference of your bust accurately, place the measuring tape around the fullest part of your chest and pull it tight. Important note for women: if you're wearing a bra while measuring, subtract approximately 1 cm, and for push-up bras, at least 2 cm. Waist: to measure the circumference of your waist, place the measuring tape at the narrowest part and pull it taut. Hips: measure the circumference of the widest part of your hips or buttocks. The optimal model measurements for a woman, as a guideline, are 90-60-90. This is how you create good, natural Polaroids of yourself and take your own measurements for your first application and potentially free castings as a model. Thank you for listening to this chapter of the Model Book. Follow the podcast and embark on a captivating journey into the world of modeling. Hosted by model agency owner Stefan Chaya, this podcast provides aspiring models with comprehensive insights, expert advice, and practical tips to pursue their dreams. Tune in, unlock your full potential, and leave a 5-star review if you find our podcast inspiring. Together, let's make your modeling dreams a reality.